Ever wish you could go back and give your younger self some advice now that you've been on the journey for a while and have learned a thing or two? They say hindsight is 20/20, and I feel that in a lot of ways, looking back over the last 10 years that I've been growing and building my business online. I often think about how much easier it would have been and how much quicker I might have seen success had I known then what I know now about selling digital products online. So I thought today I'd share with you the top 3 tips that I'd give myself if I could go back in time and start it all over again from scratch, so that hopefully you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did, and you can use this knowledge to shortcut your process. Now, if you're just thinking about selling digital products online, or you just started your online digital products business, then I have a resource that's going to be hugely helpful to you. It's my digital products starter guide. It literally includes everything I wish I had known when I first started. Everything from different softwares and tools you can use to create digital products, what types of digital products are out there, how to figure out which type is the right one for you to sell, and even more technical things like sizing, aspect ratio, resolution. So you'll get all of that in this free guide. I have it linked down below, so definitely click over and grab that to get started off on the right foot. Okay, tip number 1 that I'd give myself if I could start everything over again is focus on one software. And I should add in there, focus on the right software right from the very beginning. You don't have to be using 10 different tools and softwares to create your digital products. You literally only need one, as there are several options out there that include everything you'll need access to when you're first starting out. When I think about choosing the right design tool, I'm thinking about 3 specific things that I consider musts when choosing the right software in the beginning. Number 1, you want a design tool that's browser-based. This means that you don't necessarily have to download an app to access the tool. You can access it right from your browser anywhere where you have Wi-Fi. This makes it a lot easier to design on the go from different locations and have it right there in your browser at all times. The second must, if you're starting right from the beginning, especially with somewhat of a strapped budget like I was, is you want something that you can start using immediately for free, that maybe has a free plan, but also has an upgraded plan for later when you're ready to have some more advanced features and capabilities. There's no need to pay top dollar for a design software right from the beginning, as there are some really good choices out there for tools that you can use completely for free while you're getting things going. And the third must here when considering which design tool you're going to use is that you want one with AI features and capabilities. AI is still relatively new to the scene. It's been rising in popularity as people have gotten used to using it for their design process. But more and more as these design softwares and tools incorporate AI, we have the unique opportunity like never before to save tons of time and effort in our design process by shortcutting some of the tasks that we previously would have done manually, but now can use AI tools to accomplish in a matter of seconds or minutes. Now, I still think you need to put your own touch on your designs, so I'm not saying you need to use AI for everything, but there are definitely some tools out there that can simply help you do the same thing you were going to do, but much quicker. So one of my favorite design tools out there that meets all 3 of these must-haves is Kittl. So one of the things I love about Kittl is they have a vast template section, so you don't have to start anything from scratch. They've got templates for everything from merchandise to marketing to social posts, stationery, branding, business covers. So you can come to their template section and select what you want. They also have tons of amazing tools I can use when designing, so I can come to this tools section to see some of my favorite things that you can do with Kittl. Number 1 is the background remover. So if you have an image that you want to take the background out from and just use the subject of the photo, you can do that in the editor by selecting your photo and coming to remove background, and then it automatically removes that background and leaves you only with the subject of the photo, which you can then resize, reposition. You could put something else in the background and use this however you like in your design. They've also got an image upscaler, which enhances your image quality. So if you have a smaller, low quality photo, something like this, if we zoom in, we'll be able to tell it's pretty low quality because as you get closer, you can see how the details are blurry and grainy. So let's say I want to upscale this photo and make the quality better. I can select the photo and come over on the right to upscale, and this automatically increases the quality of my photo. So here's my new upscaled photo. I'm going to add my original back on there next to it so we can compare and see how much better the quality is now. So I've got my original here on the right, my new upscaled version here on the left. Let's zoom in a little bit here and see. So you can already tell just by zooming in a little bit and looking at the keyboard of this laptop, the original, how it's grainy and blurry, and the new one is much more clear and crisp. Kittl also has a vectorizer. So you can take something that is a raster image, like a JPEG file, and turn this into a vector file, maybe something like an SVG. So I'm going to select select my photo that I want to turn into a vector and come over to where it says vectorize. I can choose how many colors I want to appear in my vectorized version. So let's say I want 5 colors, and then I'm going to click vectorize image. And here is my vector version. So this just basically takes something that is a photograph and makes it look like a graphic element. So I love all of these different amazing tools, but that's not the only great thing about Kittl. I also love that they have a whole elements library of different things like shapes and ornaments, illustrations that you can use in your designs just by simply clicking and adding it to your editor. You can always change the colors to match your brand or whatever design you're going for. They've got a whole library of actual photographic images as well. So if I want a flower, let's say, I can type that in and choose a flower photo to work with. I love this because I'm not having to source these types of graphic assets and photos from a third-party website and upload them into Kittl, though I can do that if I want, but Kittl has so many just built in right here, ready for me to use inside the editor. So if you're interested in trying out Kittl, you can try it totally for free with a link I have in the description box below. And Kittl's been so gracious to offer my audience a coupon code. So if you enter the code HAZE when you sign up, if you decide to upgrade and use one of the paid plans, that coupon code will get you 25% off your first month or year on any of the Kittl plans. Big thank you to Kittl for sponsoring this portion of today's video. And I'm super excited for you to try it out, see how you like it, and get started designing today. All right, moving on to the second thing I would tell myself if I was starting from scratch, and that is to find your product's unique selling point. There are 2 things that your listing needs to be completely successful and start making regular sales. Number 1, you've got to offer a product that's in demand. It has to be something that people are actively and consistently searching for on the platform that you're going to be selling on. You wouldn't want to decide on a product type that nobody knows about or has ever heard of or is just not searching for. So for instance, I probably wouldn't offer a guide on how to do underwater carpentry because most of the time people are not going to be doing that underwater, right? No one is out there searching for that actively. It's never going to be found or discovered because it's not in demand. So first of all, we've got to choose a product type that's in demand. But secondly, after that, we've got to find a unique selling point. This is an element of your product that's going to set it apart and help it to stand out from the crowd. If you don't have a unique selling point and something that differentiates your product and makes it better from the others that are similar, it's likely just going to get buried under the other hundreds or even thousands of listings that are in the same niche. So this is where you're taking an in-demand product, but putting your own spin, your own twist on it to give it the edge above the competition and make it that much more of an appealing and irresistible offer for your ideal customer. Now, the unique selling point can be a lot of different things. Specifically thinking about digital products, this could be using a specific font style that none of the others are using, but is up and coming as a new trend. Same thing with a different color scheme or using a different style of graphics. It could even be offering a different price point that's more appealing and competitive. It could be offering different bundles where they can get multiple products at a discounted rate altogether. Your unique selling point could be that you offer different variations of the same thing so your customer has choices. So you see the point here, it can be a lot of different things, but you've got to narrow down at least one element of your product that helps it to stand out above the rest. When you do market research to validate that your product is indeed in demand, and then you go the extra mile to intentionally identify a unique selling point, you got the recipe for an amazing listing. Now, the next thing I'd go back and tell myself is a huge one, so don't skip this. I would go back and stress how absolutely important it is to start your email list now. A lot of people, when they're just starting their business, think, oh, I'll start an email list later. I've got so many other things going on. I've got to get this up and running first. And honestly, probably feel like they don't have enough going yet to start growing their email list. I fell into this trap in the beginning of my online business and waited for a few years before I even started thinking about adding people to an email list so I could use that as a marketing channel. But trust me when I say it is never too early to start growing that email list. Research has proven time and time again that email marketing converts at a much higher rate and has a much higher click-through rate than social media. So if I'm sharing a link to my shop on email and on social, most of my sales are going to be coming from people who have clicked through on my email list. Now, I personally think email marketing and social media marketing work hand in hand, so I do both. I'm a big fan of both. They have different roles, but ultimately, so many people start on social and don't even think about growing an email list when email is where the action really happens. Anyone can start building an email list. You can start today. All you need are 3 simple things. You need an email service provider. This is the tool that you're going to use to host everything that I'm about to tell you about. An email service provider is where you're going to be keeping track of the people who have opted into your list, who have joined, who have said, yes, I want to hear from you. This is where you're keeping keeping track of their name and email address so you can then send them other emails in the future. And this is also where you're going to be hosting your landing page, which is the simple web page where people are going to sign up to join your email list. It's not a full website. It's one simple page that has one simple purpose: to get someone to fill out their name and email address and click submit. So with your email service provider, you'll have the ability to build out that simple landing page. A lot of them come with templates, so you're not having to do this from scratch. And then when someone signs up on your landing page, also in your email service provider, you have ahead of time set up an automatic delivery email to deliver them a lead magnet. A lead magnet is just a freebie, whatever you're offering that person for free in exchange for them signing up for your list. There has to be a value exchange here because people are not just going to randomly sign up for another newsletter. They don't want more emails in their inbox, but they are willing to sign up if they get something in return. So that's where you're going to decide on what lead magnet you want to offer, the thing that you're going to offer for free. This can be a simple digital downloadable like a guide or a checklist or a cheat sheet, or it can be something as easy as a discount code for their next purchase. I've actually got a whole list of 38 different lead magnet ideas in case you find yourself kind of stuck on this and don't know what you could offer as a lead magnet. I've got that free guide linked in the description box below. In case you're needing help with that, you can grab that list, and hopefully that'll give you some ideas and inspiration for things you could offer as your freebie. But once you've decided you've created your freebie, you're going to set that automatic delivery up inside of your email service provider. So as soon as the person fills out the form on the landing page, they get an automated email from you with the freebie included, and you now have a new subscriber on your list. I consider my email list my #1 business asset because it's a direct line of communication with people who have said, yes, I'm interested in what you have to offer. Please let me know. And it's not dependent on an ever-changing algorithm like your posts on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok are. You can contact your email subscribers at any time for any reason. So if you have a flash sale or a new product line coming out, this is going to be your most surefire way to contact the people who are interested and get sales. There are a lot of great email service providers out there, but one of my absolute favorites to use is Kit because you can use it starting completely for free, and they've got lots of easy to use templates for things like landing pages and even templates for your email newsletters themselves. So many great features on Kit. So if you're interested in using Kit, I have that linked in the description box below as well. You can start using that totally for free today and start growing your email list. So there you go, friend. I hope those tips were helpful. Don't forget to click the links below to try out Kittl totally for free and to grab your free digital product starter guide. Talk soon.